which could lead to blindness. The guys at the School of Tropical Medicine took the Google solution and put it on a smartphone. And they 3D printed an attachment to the smartphone, which uses the smartphone camera to do an eye inspection of all the villages in Kenya. And because it's on a smartphone, they can send the results of the eye scan back to a central processor, so you can manage the onset of diseases in diabetics in Africa. Now the same can be done here in Morocco or the rest of North Africa if people want to. Now here is something really interesting and exciting. Interesting and exciting, and big career opportunities even for the people talking at the back. How many people here are working on tuberculosis? Okay, tuberculosis is a 19th century disease which killed people very slowly, which we thought we had got rid of in the 1940s. Unfortunately, it's coming back because people haven't been taking the right medicines, and it has developed multi-drug resistance. It is endemic in Russia. It has also got into the refugee camps in Syria, and if it gets into Morocco, it will kill you and your children. Can I say that again so everybody hears me properly? If this gets into Morocco, it will kill you and your children. Very unpleasantly. It will also ruin the tourist trade. So, one way of avoiding this is the same-day diagnosis, screening and prescription cycle that Professor Iqbal at the European Bioinformatics Institute put together with some people in Oxford, which uses the nanopore minion to sequence the TB sample to identify what strain of TB you're looking at, its drug resistance, and prescribe the right tools, and it can be done on the same day. It's okay, I'll be done. Remember I said we can do, AI allows you to do things faster or better. This allows you to do things that used to take 3 months in a day. Now that will stop multi-drug resistance getting into Morocco. It can also be used for the standard staphylococcus, because you can look at the variants and strains of that which are arising, and it will also protect you. Can I talk about sexually transmitted diseases? I first encountered an American gift to us. The Americans, when they were in Vietnam, managed to generate multi-drug resistant gonorrhea. There are American veterans who moved down to South America, brought it with them. When I was a soldier in South America, I was warned that if I caught it, I would be banned from going back to Europe for a year, because that was what they were doing to keep it out of Europe. The problem arises in a place like Dubai. In Dubai, when it gets hot, all the expats send their wives and children home to England. When that happens, you get a lot of young ladies from Southeast Asia move in, and if any of them are carrying multi-drug resistant gonorrhea, then it'll get into the expat community in Dubai, who will pass it on to their wives and girlfriends, and it will get back to Europe. We're already seeing the first cases of this occurring in England at the moment. So again, this is another case for very fast screening and mapping of the results. This is why I asked who had done the epidemic modelling. Anyway, so that's an interesting subject. Medical robotics. Cambridge Medical Robotics have a small robot about the size of this vase of flowers, which can do brain surgery, it can do appendectomies and various bits and pieces. Not only can you do it if the surgeon's in the room, but if you've got reliable telecommunications, you do it at 50 miles away. It's worth seeing, it's worth having a demonstration here in Morocco. Now, you can 3D print body parts. If you want to practice surgery, you can 3D print hearts, or lungs, or any other body part, or even brains. And you can practice you can practice and make mistakes on things which don't actually die if you get it wrong. Now, the guy who wrote this book has an office here in Casablanca. These guys, the Manufacturing Technology Centre, will tell you how to 3D print hearts and lungs and arms and fingers and things like that. And Siemens, who are a big health supplier, are very much into 3D printing. Now, 2 minutes. Johns Hopkins are experimenting with brain-controlled arms and legs and exoskeletons for amputees. They have haptic gloves which are brain-controlled. And as I was thinking about this morning at about 4 o'clock, I realised I have a friend of mine who does bomb disposal, and it would be great to be able to put the brain-controlled gloves doing the bomb disposal, so that even if he gets it wrong, the operator doesn't get killed. All online, some great videos. We're on the last one. AI in rural areas. We can do herd improvement with genomics, plant improvement, agricultural robots. I was hand-holding 2 projects last year on this. Power and irrigation. If you have the power to drive the desalination centre, you can grow crops to feed the people. Now let's do something. Nearly there. The obstacles to getting anything to happen are, in the following order: bean counters. You can't have any money. When I went to Marrakesh not so long ago, there was a bean counter said that I couldn't stay an extra night because it wasn't in the budget and I wasn't allowed. And I was thinking to myself, I used to charge £2,500 a day. These beggars won't pay 50 euros for an extra night in a hotel. Bean counters. Financial management is necessary. Bean counters who hold things up is not. Then there's the can't be doners. Anybody here encountered the can't be doners? It can't be done because we're in Morocco, we're in Africa, it's the wrong day of the week. Okay? And basically my job is to bring the Vodafone can-do attitude, which says, why not? Let's do it. And then the final thing is siloing. Everybody lives in their own little cubicle and they don't talk to each other. And that's the other killer to getting something to happen. So we can cure those. We do that with major project management. We all know how to do it. I want to organise 4 workshops for 2021. 2020. I want to do medical imaging with KCL. I want to bring people in from KCL and I want to organise visits. If nobody is interested in seeing this absolutely staggering advances on medical imaging and what you can do by being able to see hearts working in real time in great detail, well, that's tough. I want to get people to look at what Sally's proposals in Generation Genome are. I want to talk about antimicrobial resistance. I am talking to Sally Davis, she's one of the half dozen global experts on antimicrobial resistance. I'm talking to her chief strategist about how we put together an action plan for Morocco because it's missing from the World Health Organization site. And I want to talk about nutrition improvement. And if I have bored you to death, hands up anybody who's been bored to death. No? Anyway? No? Pas d'ennui? Okay, Fiswal, any questions? Thank you so much for listening. You can... And I say again, thank you so much. I really do envy you your chances over the next 40 years.
Thank you very much for this interesting talk, and it was a huge pleasure and it was very informative. I think we're going to take a few questions, but after the next conference, we'll have some Q&A, and then we'll have a discussion for the two conferences.